We were just looking at our child, shaking like that, and his heart was beating as if he was almost about to give up.
Whatever demonic grip holding your life, be released, be released, be released right now. Be released from that pain. Be released from that bondage. Be released from that nightmare. Be released from that generational curse right now.
Please, can you tell us your name and the names of the people sitting next to you, your country, if you can confirm, please, and kindly share your testimony.
My name is Freda, and this is my husband. His name is James, and my son Aaron, and my little son. He's sleeping already. We live in Germany, Hamburg. We are from Ghana. So it all started in the year 2021, and my son, this one, he was sleeping in the night around midnight. He vomited. After the vomited, he was shaking his body. His whole body was shaking. But then we didn't know what was wrong with him. His whole body was shaking. His eyes were rolled up. Everything was, the darker part of the eyes was gone. And we could only see the white part of the eyes. And his body was shaking. He was vomiting. And he stopped. The shakiness stopped. His body started to become very stiff. And we tried calling his name. He wasn't reacting to his name. It lasted for about almost 5 to 10 minutes. And then we had to call the doctor. He wasn't like this before. So we called the ambulance. And then they came home. They checked his temperature. They checked everything. And they tried calling him also to see whether he would answer his name. But they called. He wasn't reacting to his name. And then they told us they have to take him to the hospital. So they took him to the hospital. They checked everything. And then the next day, they brought him back. Nothing happened. And the doctor told us at that time we went to the hospital. He gave us some pills. And he said it was some sort of epilepsy. It was called Rolando epilepsy. And my heart was started beating because I've heard of epilepsy, but I didn't know that it could happen to a child of his age. He's only 5 years. And so he gave us some type of pill and said we should be giving to him every evening before he goes to bed. And so we started giving him the medicine. And then I think after 2-3 months, he ate cornflakes before he was sleeping. And then right after he ate the cornflakes, nothing happened. He went to bed normally. And then in the midnight again, he started vomiting. We had to call the ambulance to come and pick him again for the second time. Anytime they take him to the hospital, nothing happens. They only check. They said, oh, all is all right. And then we bring him back. And that means that day we are not going to work because anytime it happens, one of us has to stay home with him. And he can't go to school. We just have to stay home. His whole body will be weak. He can't do anything the whole day. And then the doctor said, because it has happened again, we have to give him the pill 2 times. So that means you would have to give it to him in the morning and then in the evening. It still didn't help. It was still continually, this attack used to come all the time. And then the third time, that was very worse. That breaks my heart. It was very severe than even the first one and then the second one. The third one, his whole body was shaking, and then suddenly he started salivating. He was like lifeless. He was like almost dead and gone. So I couldn't watch my son go through that pain. So I had to leave the room and leave him to my husband. And I came to the hall and I started praying for him. Can you imagine, as parents, we were just looking at our child shaking like that, and his heart was beating as if he was almost about to give up. So we prayed and prayed and prayed, and then he was calm and he slept. He slept, I think, about 30 to 45 minutes. He slept off. So I had to send an email to God's TV because I knew that people have been receiving their deliverance from there. So we know that definitely God is going to do something. So we sent an email, and then at that time also we told our pastor about it, and he said, okay, let's just have a 3 days fasting for him. And then after the 3 days fasting, God's TV also replied. So it was like in the same week that fasting ended. That same week we had an appointment with God's TV for interactive prayer. And that is when we joined the interactive prayer on October 2020. And Brother Chris prayed for him. From that time to now, we have not seen any sign of epilepsy. Even before then, he wasn't being able to sleep good. His sleep wasn't so good. In the night, you wake up about 30 times and then you will be crying. But since that time, Brother Chris prayed for us. All of this has stopped. He has been eating well. He eats everything he wants, and he doesn't vomit after eating, and he sleeps very well, and his body is growing. His body is very energetic right now, and his concentration in school is very perfect, because they said, Rolando, epilepsy, you wouldn't have to, whenever you go to school, your concentration wouldn't be good, so you wouldn't be good in class, your academics will be very bad. But right now, all of it is gone. He can count one to, he can learn very good without any interaction. So I thank God.
Do you have any advice for our viewers back home?
Yeah, my advice is to tell people to have patience and to believe in God. Never give up on God. Since this thing happened, we used to pray. We know that one day definitely God will do something. So we kept on trusting in Him, because we kept on having faith in Him. And we know that God has always brought us through many temptation and trials. So this one will be also a past thing. So that's what I'm encouraging people, that never give up. Be strong in the Lord and keep on praying, keep on trusting in the Lord. And one day He will surely answer you, in Jesus' name.